So, True Detective Night Country. It's the first season to get its own little, tagline, Night Country. And the very first scene we see is a group of really bad CGI elk committing suicide. So, it's like, okay. So the basis of this season is they're in Alaska, which in itself is very interesting because Alaska is fucking interesting because there's a whole hell of a lot of time out of the year where it's just dark 24/7. And for this, there is a group of scientists at a research station, and they all just disappear. Except for one. Well, I guess he kind of disappears as well. But all but one are found dead, naked, and frozen in the ice. So it's like, okay, what made them run out of this research station butt-ass naked and just freeze to death? It's heavily implied throughout the first five episodes that it's something potentially supernatural. Because one of the big things is there's this mine in this town and it's poisoning the people of the town. And there is this big murder that is unsolved. One particular character, Navarro, played by Reis, she is hell-bent on solving this. But then you have the chief of police, Danvers, played by Jodie Foster, who's just like, just leave it alone. But then as everything kind of starts getting together and pieces are falling into place, it's like, ooh, okay, these two things are connected. That is the murder of this woman, Annie, and the deaths of the scientists, as well as the mine. It's all connected. For a little bit there, because the mine is kind of like a little subplot until it connects to the main plot. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is going to lead to nowhere. But thankfully it does. But there are subplots that lead to nowhere. Or at least don't really lead to anything relevant to the main plot. You've got a woman who sees and talks to the dead. And that leads to absolutely nothing. That is ultimately really the only supernatural thing about this season. That's it, because the big reveal is that it wasn't supernatural. But I won't reveal what it is if you have not seen the finale yet, or if you have not watched the season as a whole yet. But it's not supernatural, and that's kind of disappointing. But this woman seeing and talking to the dead, it leads nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. You've got this, one of the cops is, sending money to a Russian woman, and she's supposed to come here and marry him, and that also leads to nowhere. Then you have Danvers' stepdaughter trying to kind of find herself, and that also kind of leads to nothing other than them two just butting heads. That's it. And then you have Navarro's sister, who has a mental illness. It's eventually revealed that it's schizophrenia, it's bipolar disorder, though of course Navarro is like, it's a curse. It's like, no, it's you literally, we are shown that their mother had this, so she inherited it from her mother. So it's not a curse, it's a mental illness. But other than being something that just kind of affects Navarro, it leads to nothing. So the big reveal of who actually killed Annie and why they killed Annie and who did this and who did that, it's kind of all anticlimactic. Because I was kind of hoping it was going to be something just even slightly supernatural, because it would be a good change of pace. Because, well, Season 1 is the masterpiece. There's no doubt about it. Season 2 was It was trash. It was trash. And Season 3 with Mashahira Ali was better. It was a step back into the right direction. And I feel like Night Country, going into the supernatural, would have really set itself apart. But just it didn't. Ultimately, Night Country, it is a compelling story. It really is. It does keep you at the edge of your seats for the first 5 episodes, but then as we hit episode 6 and all the big reveals start coming in, you're just like, oh, okay, that's It is well acted. Callie Rice, I think, is great as Navarro. Jodie Foster, amazing. She's Jodie Foster, but her character is just so incredibly unlikable. Like, I wanted bad things to happen to Danvers because she's so terrible. She's a fucking bitch. So yeah, True Detective Night Country, season 4. It's good up until the payoff. I don't think it doesn't stick the landing. The payoff just isn't worth it. I'm gonna give True Detective season 4 Night Country. I'm gonna give it a C.
Did you enjoy the review? Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get notified when more reviews go live. Feel free to leave a comment to discuss your thoughts on the movie or show, and I will see you next time.